Let's talk crabs, specifically the local legends of the West Coast. Cancer productus, also known as the red rock crab, and Metacarcinus magister, the Dungeness, both proud citizens of our intertidal neighborhoods. Greg? Nice to meet you, buddy. Say hi to our viewers.
Hi, humans.
There's two types of crabs that you can catch here in the bay. Rock crabs and Dungeness crabs. Now, red rock crabs are feisty, thick claws and attitude for days, like the bouncers of a crustacean nightclub or something. Dungeness crabs, however, are a little more elegant, sleeker, with long legs and a culinary fame to match. These two species share more than shoreline real estate. They're both part of the Pacific Coast food chain, and they're built to survive. But survival, as you'll see, is a full-time job when you're everybody's dinner. We're talking squids, octopuses, gulls. Basically, if it moves and eats, it wants a piece of Greg, especially humans. When crabs shed their exoskeleton to grow in a process called molting, it piques vulnerability. Imagine taking off your armor on a battlefield and hoping no one notices. Brave stuff. They'll hide out during this time, soft-shelled and anxious, but once that shell hardens, it is back to pinching and prowling. Diet-wise, they're not picky. Algae, clams, even each other. Yes, Greg lives in a world of occasional crab-on-crab crime, which makes you wonder, why aren't they extinct? The answer is simple. Crabs are ancient, like hundreds of millions of years old. Evolution didn't just give them claws, it gave them grit. And then there's Greg. Just one in a million, yes. But for today, for us, Greg's the main character.
Greg.
Now that you know the biology, let's meet the man with the net.
My name is Alex Scoffo. You spell it Alexgoffo. And you can address me as the owner and operator of the Art of Crabbing.
Goffo. He spells it out so you know he's legit, just in case you want to look him up later and say, hey, thanks for not catching Greg. He's here to show us what it takes to catch the local legends of the Bay.
I was a sushi chef. I worked with ceviche. I worked at a Peruvian restaurant, so I worked with a lot of seafood.
From slicing sashimi to snaring seafood, that's what we call a lateral move.
I got into fishing because I had friends in college who had grown up doing it. I never did, so they kind of taught me. And from there, I really got into it. Once I caught my first fish, it became this kind of addiction.
Some people get hooked on puzzles. Alex got hooked on, well, hooks. Fair enough, we all have our thing, I guess. Crab season is a state of mind, kind of like brunch. Always welcome.
Yeah, so there are different types of crab that we can catch out here. Mostly you're going to find Dungeness on this side over here where it's mostly sandy bottom. And then out here there's more rocks that are scattered around where you're going to find more of those rock crab.
So, sandy equals Dungeness, rocky equals rock. It's like a crustacean level geography quiz. And somehow Greg is always in the unsure terrain.
The rock crab that we're going for, there's actually no seasonality for them. They're so prevalent here in the bay. And actually, I think they span all the way from Baja to Alaska.
Baja to Alaska? That's a big crab family.
There is just millions, if not tens of millions of these types of crab all throughout the basically Pacific.
Millions? So basically Greg is 1 in a million, literally. Which helps us feel better about his odds, I guess.
The top shell and stop right there. And it has to meet this line right there, which is 5 3/4 inches. That's the minimum size requirement. And you see it's off by about a 1/2 inch.
So size does matter. Below 5.75 inches, you're free. Greg? A cool 6. Just tall enough to ride the rides at the roller coaster and maybe escape dinner.
Yay.
Season going from the first Saturday of November all the way to the end of June. Much longer than the commercial crab season here in the Bay Area. So a little bit different than are rules and regulations as recreational fishermen compared to the commercial folks who really have a much smaller and more narrow window.
Recreational crabbers, you're chillin'. Commercial folks, you're crabbing with the spreadsheets. And inside that trap, is it? No. There's no way.
Oh, my back.
Oh no, deep breaths, little dude. Let's find out where he ends up.
Hot.
Crabs like Greg typically end up here, to be cooked and eaten by tourists. Restaurants like Nick's Lighthouse serve crabs and other types of seafood. Americans consume approximately 300 million pounds of crab annually. This includes various species such as blue crab, snow crab, king crab, and of course, Dungeness crab. The North American crab market was valued at approximately $892 million in 2024 and is projected to grow to $1.424 billion by 2035. Grace Paik, the manager at Nick's Lighthouse, is more familiar with how popular Greg's kind can be. So how much crab do you guys sell?
I think when it's not busy, we will sell like 100 to 300 pounds of crab, but then during the summertime, that's when it gets really busy, so we'll sell up to like maybe over 500 pounds of crab.
Did she say 500 pounds of crab? That would be over 250 Dungeness crab. Crazy. Where do you get all these crabs from?
During the Dungeness crab season, we'll work with the fishermen in the back and we'll order crabs from them, so it'll be like local, but if it's not during season, we'll order from a company that fish it from Washington.
So have you always wanted to work with seafood?
Yeah, so I actually came onto this on my own. I had a whole different career path before. I was working in healthcare, and I was like working in the emergency room, and I wanted to do something else. Yeah, I decided to come here and help out my parents, and I'm really glad that I made the decision. It's a lot of work working with family, and now that I have to like learn all this restaurant management stuff, but I'm glad that I switched, and there's still like so much more that I need to learn. It's fresh, and yeah, I think just the whole environment too, working in Fisherman's Wharf, it's really fun.
Now that we know the woman behind the operation, let's check up on Greg to see how he's doing. Uh-oh, Greg doesn't look so good anymore.
Save me.
Hang in there, buddy. Hopefully the chef can take good care of you.
¿Y cuál es el proceso para cocinar
Cangrejo. Bueno, se compra el cangrejo vivo, lo tenemos que cocinar en agua hirviendo durante 12 minutos. Ajá. Después de los 12 minutos es dependiendo cómo lo quiere el cliente. Lo vendemos steam, lo vendemos a garlic butter o spicy garlic butter. Ya si lo quieren con alguna salsa, se manda a la cocina. Allá los cocineros son los que preparan la salsa.
12 minutes? There's no way Greg can survive that. He'll be a chipino before we finish this film.
Oh.
So what happens after the boiling stage?
Usamos ajo, mantequilla. Acá tenemos la pimienta negra, tenemos la Italian seasoning y vino blanco. Tenemos ya la cosa de spicy. Se le pone el cangrejo. Se regresa de medio hierba. Hierba para que se penetre el sabor en la carne. Y luego se regresa se le pone un poquito de sal encima. Ya está listo.
Oh, Greg, you were so beautiful. But that garlic butter smells so amazing. I can almost taste it. Don't get me wrong, I love Greg, but I love eating food way more. All this talking about seafood is making me hungry. This is the end of the road for our crustacean companion, Greg. He's had a long journey from the waters of the bay to this very plate. Thank you for the fond memories, Greg.